About a Grand Master instructor.
Okay, bow to third degree and second degree, welcome. And we'll start warming up here. Don't be alarmed, we will be thinking about finishing the sequence today in the Xinjia Erlu. Why, you say? Why? Because if you've learned many of the other Chen forms, you will find out that pretty much the rest of the new movements are repeats from other forms. So I say pretty much because they're not exact, of course, but they're close enough. And switch. I wonder if this is like a dance move that anybody dances. It could be. It could be. All right. And inside. On the off chance that you're watching this thinking you're going to learn some Tai Chi for the first time, stop right now and find another video, because this is assuming you've already learned and already been in this particular unit for, I don't know, half a year, and also assumes that you've been training maybe at least 3 to 5 to 10 years in martial arts, including Chen and or Yang style. And switch. I'm having little minor flashbacks to doing lots of videos about myself here. When it was a ghost town, like I could drive here and I'm like, there's no traffic at all. We all on lockdown? You were on lockdown because you're at home, right? You were because the restaurants were closed. Were you also at home the whole time, or did you have to go into work somewhere? Always at home?
So to get coffee at drive-throughs.
I saw the Starbucks lines. I'm like, yeah, 20 people deep, just idling there. All right, left foot forward, or either foot, really doesn't matter, but.
Empty hand, empty parking lot.
Yeah. And switch. I was telling everyone a second ago that we're going to go ahead and see if we can finish the Xinjia today. Xinjia Erlu. Because most of the moves that are next, that come up next till the end, are all pretty much repeats. They're nothing that's really that new. Although it still seem new, and I haven't shown anyone the moves, I don't know what your actual natural reaction will be to them, but.
You posted.
Oh, I showed you the clip, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were on Facebook. I thought you weren't on
It
Facebook.
got sent to me, so.
Oh, someone sent it to you? Oh, I know who sent it to you. Is your wife on our group? Someone?
Facebook assigns you, unassigns you,
No.
stuff like that. You know. Cause a lot of mischief.
Yeah, okay. John's Jane.
Yeah, it's like 55 chains now.
Yeah, because someone sent it to you. That's pretty interesting because it was it's a private group, so someone in the group would have to figure it out for the sentence. But it's the students mostly, former students, potential students, that's what's in the group. Or friends of mine from martial arts years ago. And colleagues. If you could just tell me how to prevent everyone who lives in foreign countries from requesting to become members of the group. I get those constantly. The only people requesting are people from other countries in other languages. And then occasionally spam, people that just joined Facebook. Yeah, it says, member of Facebook since June 15th, 2020. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Spam happening. Switch. The thing is, someday someone will watch this recording and go, Facebook? Wow, remember when people used to go to Facebook? Oh, yeah. Like AOL? Like watching some AOL. Kids, if you don't know what that is, that's okay. No, would you ever think knowing what AOL was would make you old? I think knowing what a flip phone is would make you old.
Home phone.
Yeah, landline. Yeah, an
My
actual
son's
phone.
not gonna know what that is.
All right, tendon lengthening, marrow washing, chi soothing method. At your own pace. Remember, with the breath, you don't have to be so, Chen has all that all the time. With all things considered, you can just make it a real quiet one without exhaling so hard. Yin yang balancing, chi mobilizing method. Once we have finished sequence, then I'll change my focus into rotating in the Chen Qigong, and that can be like our bonus for this year, okay? And maybe we can do some of them longer to actually get the benefit of them and also go over the individual benefits. They're not really medical Qigong, but each of them does have a corresponding benefit. Like balancing your Qi, yin, yang. Well, anyways, we can go over those. So we're gonna pick up all new stuff right now, so it's gonna be all new for everyone at home and here. And by the way, it won't be that difficult. You may wanna watch and alternate between watching it and doing it, okay? Remember, we ended with the punch over here, okay? So we've come to this punch here. The first move is a repeat. You're gonna come like this with the toe, bring your hands up, and go like this. And then, you're not gonna move very far. You're gonna twist, you're gonna turn to the right, and then you're gonna do this guy. Hammer fist, remember that from the pow play? Then you're gonna skip and do that same strike. And then 2 punches. Third punch, wait, punch, boom, punch, punch, punch. Hold and pop. Punch. Hold and pop. Lift and elbow. Strike. And then elbow again. And then a higher elbow. With a support, a little support. Then you're going to step to the left. Circle the hands in. This all happens fast. You're going to step, bamboo in, and a tight slant flying with fist. Okay? And the timing of that is different than that, but we'll cover it. Then you're going to pivot, step, cross the hands, and then you're going to circle, forward, down, up, down, and end of form. Alright, it really wasn't that bad, was it? Yes? Practice on your own. No, I didn't mean it that way. Yes, we have to cover it a few more times for you to lock it in. Wasn't that all review?
Except for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's 4 total elbows. 4 elbows.
Oh, 4?
It's 4 because you have this one. And then you have the 3 that go that way.
So first one, second one goes higher, third one really high?
Well, he's kind of like being very aggressive in that video. So again, that's a performance video that we're basing it on. So I'm not looking at other performances yet. But once we're into this for a while, I will, which will what's that word? Like, ferret's the wrong word, but it'll pull out other ideas and corrections and insights if I look at a bunch of other ones.
Like a Xinjia reduction.
Yes, a Xinjia reduction. Exactly, Xinjia reduction. But yeah, the first one is, and then the second one is, which we've done before. The third one seems like the second one a second time, but it kind of goes a little higher. And then the third one looks like coming up, or the fourth one, if you're counting this one, and then the 3 more, looks one. And then there's that step, circle, and like a real quick one. And then the turnaround, and then the turnaround, and classic ending. All right. Again, yeah, let's try it again.
Sir?
Hey, and the good news is if you are tuning in today and you haven't been tuning in, you can learn this last section. And it's new for everyone. And then we're going to keep reviewing in reverse. That's what we've been doing. The last class we did the section for the first time before that, and before that, and so on. All right, from the punch, I'm just going to a little further away from the camera. For a different view, we've done our punch. We do our load up for the, okay, and then we don't hardly move, we just turn and do that punch right away. Then we do the classic skipping and reaching and turn. Then we do the punch, and then the punch 3, monkey hop and punch, monkey hop and lift, and feet are almost together, feet separate. And then you come in, and then up, then circle, and then turn. That's really like Chinese. And then turn and you got it? Or do you need to do it again? More? I mean, not more. Again or on your own?
Again.
Again? Okay. Now, everyone's learned those moves before. No, you haven't. It's from another form. Okay, but, okay. I'll put some numbers on it, all right? And we have 1, and then hammer fist, and then skipping to a hammer fist. 3 punches. With the monkey hop on the 3rd. Right. And lift and elbow, 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 elbow. Circle. And turn and round up. I talked about like not so aggressive on the exhale. It's kind of hard to do that with the Fa Jing.
Yeah, all those are a combination of the original pouch way and the Xinjia Erlu with maybe 1 extra.
Yeah, that's about right, yeah. Like 1 extra elbow and, yeah. I mean, essentially it's from, pouch way Erlu, we did that last year, correct? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, no, we didn't. No, this is pouch way Erlu. No, this is Xinjia Erlu. Wait. Yeah, so there's Xinjia Erlu, which is just referred to as Xinjia. Xinjia Erlu is pouch way. That's the name for it. Xinjia Erlu just means new frame, and we just call it Xinjia. Xinjia Erlu is pouch way, so this is the second pouch way form, but we decided to call it Erlu. So this is pouch way, so it should be there should be a lot of moves from
Louder.
and a lot of moves
Xinjia
from
Erlu.
should be a lot of moves from Xinjia, the actual Xinjia,
Oh.
and should be a lot of moves from pouch way, which is the Erlu of the Laoja.
Or the E by Lu.
E by Lu.
There's 100, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 5. Yeah. Okay. Again.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, okay, that was enough time to forget the moves. Okay, here we go. We punch. Okay, and then just kind of walk through it, and we bring it here, heel up, and then pop it down. Boom. And then we go, boom, and then we skip, and boom, and then we punch, punch, punch. Walk through pace, and punch, and pop. Elbow downward, 1. Elbow sideways, 2. Elbow sideways, 3. Elbow upwards, 4. Circle clockwise, left step, right foot in, and turn, and close the hands to an X, and boom, and circle, down, up, and boom, stretch, and in. So, ready or not, give it a shot. I know you may not be able to do the whole thing. It's okay, but at least gives you a chance to figure out what you did pick up and what you didn't. And if you picked up nothing, copy Mr. Haley. or if this is a recording for you, fast forward so I start doing it again. Or rewind it. I'm gonna get my water. Yeah, so if you're at home right now, give it a shot. I'm just gonna get some water.
experience?
Yeah, the lost. That's it.
Just give it a shot again. I'll come right. I'll pop back out and lead you through the site. All right. Okay. Excellent. So let's do that again from the punch. Go kind of slow. We've done the punch. Come back and boom. Then turn. Well, this happens a lot faster, but right now we're going slow. Less or that again? When I say less, I actually mean the earlier section review.
That again.
Like that one again? Okay, let's stick with that. Remember the good news for everyone? We now can review any of the Xinjia up until the middle of December, or the beginning of December. Right. Okay, there you go. Punch. Here. And here, and and remember, you have this from the, it's this one, right? It's that. But it's small stains.
What is this hand doing when you're doing? Can't see.
Oh, you can't see it. I'll reverse it for a second. So I'm going to do everything facing the camera for a second. So don't get too confused, but we have this. You know the ending. Yes, every one of these videos, when we're done with the unit, goes into the, you must have the link to view it file. No more searchable. Yeah. So, which means the links will all live on the members area that has a password. Okay, again. Yeah. So, punch. And back and twist and twist and I don't know for a fact, but I think it may be true. It's a quote from one of I'm a fan of someone that says that all the time. Anyways, I don't know for a fact, but I think it may be true that the difference between these 4 elbows is 1 is a descending elbow, 2 is a splitting elbow, 3 is a supported elbow, and 4 is a lifted supported elbow. So that makes sense to me as a progression, just intuitively as a lifetime martial artist. I didn't like zoom in on his fuzzy image and go, where does this hand at? You know, it just makes sense. Like this makes sense. This makes sense. Doing this again doesn't make sense. You know, why would I go? You know, it doesn't make sense because here my leg's up, I'm coming down. I'm adding to my elbow. Then my arms are close together. See how close my arms are? So it makes sense to split them apart. But I don't bring them, when do I bring them back together to put them out again? I don't. It makes sense to just do that. And then, right? I mean, like just the feeling wise of it doesn't make sense. He might be doing that. I'm just saying I haven't checked with him to ask. But that makes sense to me. Yes?
On the supported elbow, I know you're supposed to be coming from the waist, but once it strikes, are you then pushing with the supporting hand at all to add extra to it? Or are they just going as one?
You're going as one. So here's something to understand about elbows. I used to teach self-defense to non-martial artists all the time. And we also learned this in Tai Chi when we learned the press from Tai Chi, but I'm not going to go there with it. If I do this, I have to consciously think to use my body. If I simply touch, even with one finger, my fist, I can't help it, but now I have to assume I can't do it without turning my body. See, this one can just be my arm or my elbow if they're not touching each other. As soon as I touch here, it's a forced feeling to use the arm isolated. It automatically wants to connect across your back. And that's a press idea. As soon as you press here, you're forced naturally in your body's intuitive connections to turn the body. Whereas if I don't, I could do this, but I could just do my arm without my body going. But as soon as I touch, to get my hand over there, I gotta bring my body with it. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's something to do with holding babies, that's what I think. You hold a baby with one arm, you hold with two, you can rock them. I don't know. But you're not like rocking them.
That's a cool insight though.
Yeah, so, no, I like that one. It's not a new question, but it's how it makes sense to me, and might have been an answer from Murray Solomons or someone else. Okay, let's go ahead and go back one section and go up through both. If it's new for you, I did lots of detail last week at home, but you still need to review. So by the way, we're over here on a punch, and we start the same as how we just started. So we're here on the punch. We've done this punch. We set up that muscle man bodybuilding pose. And then this one's a tough one because we have to spin around. We take a step and pivot, the arms stay the same, and then we kick vigorously like we're using the instep of our foot or the bend, like right there, hitting the opponent. But we do so much momentum that with the pivoting, we go all the way around and overshoot to where we started our kick. And immediately circle and drop. Then circle and step, step. Then shift, circle, and punch. Now we're here. Okay? Which we can keep going. Should we roll it back even further? Or just do from there all the way to the end?
There to the end.
Okay. So we're doing the punch here. We bring that foot back and boom. Then we try to spin, which we can't on this floor, so we're gonna just scoot it around, scoot it around, scoot it around. As soon as we get here, we land and circle and drop. Circle and take 2 steps, 1, 2. Circle and punch. Bring it back and pop. And pop. And skip and pop. And punch, punch. And punch. Pop. Punch. And pop. And elbow 1. Elbow 2. Elbow 3. Elbow 4. Circle and load up. And split. Turn, turn, and hit. And circle, circle, down, up, down. And close. Okay, we did it last week for last class for the fan form. Shall we even attempt it from the very top?
Yes, sir.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, okay. I'm not even sure I remember from the top at this point. I'll probably start doing the fan form. No, I'm pretty sure I'll probably remember it.
So,
Yes, sir.
next one request is slower than you might think.
Okay, yeah, so a good request.
For us old people.
Yeah, no, that's a good request, which is why I like a live audience, live studio audience, because it's a studio, the Tai Chi studio. Right, so I have a live studio audience. Because when I was on my own, you guys, some of you know, I just go at whatever speed I feel comfortable. I think, oh, they can follow it. Or they do like my dad and hit that 0.75. But that's only on rewatching, not.
Well, with fan, you'd always say it's slower than you might think, then you go real fast.
I know.
You get into it. You can see when you get into it. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, I forget if I'm teaching. That's why I tell you sometimes it's like me coming to class is good from my memory of forms, but it's not really me training yet. So, because if I'm doing that, I'm not talking and thinking and not concerned how you're doing. I'm just by myself, right? All right, here we go. So from the top, see what happens. Not too fast. We'll call it the walk-through pace, and hopefully I'll stick with it. I'll see you guys behind me, following behind. So, couple deep breaths without too much. And begin. Oh, doing the extra one, sorry guys. Wait, I forgot the next move.
Oh,
It just,
then,
wait, what's that? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. That was our starting point for a long time. Huh? Backers. 2, 3, reverse sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. leg comes up 2. Right leg goes back 3. Right leg comes up 4. Right leg goes back 5. Step with a kick, kick. Swing it around, and kick. And flash back. And step, step. And this has a run, right? And then drop in, punch. Oh, this guy already? That's an inhale, by the way. And punch. And oh wait, what did I say is next after this? It isn't! There's one more move, sorry guys. You go here, and you go here. Then you do here. It's good to start from the top. Remember the moves. The left foot will step. You've done, you've done this. Just pivot the right foot out. Step forward with the left towards the office. Turn and pivot. Now it's like 38 point. And then circle back. Hey, and that's what we call muddling through it a little bit. You know, and I'm okay with muddling through it because later on you just look like you always were good at it, right? You're like, how do you do so good? Oh, you didn't see the, well, actually this is recording, but it's just of the teacher. But you want to do fan or, yeah, let's do fan. Take a short break, get your fan. Now we've already learned all the moves in the fan, so we're just reviewing. So that's a good use of the rest of our time. We've got about 20 minutes, 17 to 20 minutes left. And without having to learn new moves, it's a good time to just pick something and review it. Lead it, Mr. Ile, I have to do this. Here.
I'll
Oh,
try
never mind.
from the beginning.
Never mind, I'm not. Yeah, if you're at home, give it a shot on your own.
That's sort of
So.
from the beginning.
Here. That. That's the good old single whip. And then sort of like guard your face. Come up. And then on this one, definitely close. Circle. Yeah, it's shoulder strike. let's do this, is how we need to get to white crane. And,
It's above the head.
oh yeah, flip it
To it.
out, feet together, switch the hand,
Down.
flip it over. That.
There you go. Then
Do you wanna go from the top?
Sure.
Let's do what I remember.
Sir.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll eat it if you want. Yeah, thanks. You wanna look at a certain section? We still have time. Any part you wanna review? The thing is, I can't just instantly come up with it, because you're in a slightly different place than you are, and then you are, and at home, I don't know where you are.
For me, it's the end.
You're at the end still? Oh, well, someone requests something is what I'm trying to say, if you, and if you want to let me, you know, just whoever says something, just, you know, like we always do, like Mr. Spick is always really quick to go, "Ugh."
Maybe we do the whole thing once and then pieces.
We could, yeah, if no one's requesting something else, it's just our use of time.
Let's front to the top. See where we.
I just need constantly keep doing it, so I'm good with whatever.
Okay, cool. Let's do the whole thing once, so those at home will be happy too. Good suggestion. And if there's one part you're like, oh, can we go back on that one part? Just speak up first, so that'll give me focus, since I don't have focus with 3 different levels, okay? Slowly. The request is slowly, we can do this. Okay, just don't accidentally do Xinjia. All right, there you go. I'll say some things here and there, maybe that will help you. Begin. Remember, don't go all the way down. Bring the hands up, but only to shoulder height, and then go down with the whole body. And then pop like you do for Xinjia, where it pops. And pops. That's not exactly the timing, but we'll get it. We shift, and then when we pick up the foot, we have to turn back because of the orientation of the hips. Hands up. See, and pop. Stretch. I'm used to using this guy in the old days. And you guys, occasionally use this guy. So this one's a little looser, that one's tighter.
It matches your outfit.
This one matches my outfit, yeah. But I didn't wear the gold shoes. I wore those for quite a while. This one because that was a cool, fun gift, and they were really cushiony. So I'm terrible at remembering who gave me gifts, though. But usually it's black sashes. So thank you. We can just keep running it again. That was fun. Or if you're like, no, can we do that one part again? We can do that.
So I think I can get to here. And then that's kind of where,
Okay, cool.
as far as I can get to.
Okay, so she was referring to, Miss Burns did a great job putting this in the air and catching it, and then going, hey, but what's after that? Okay, so that's where we're gonna go. Let's go, Miss Pretend, we've already flipped the fan over. So as soon as, so you're here, and as soon as you get that popped and you catch it, what happens is you turn, like this is really a lot like a 38 form cloud hand, single whip. It's like 38 form single whip. So you turn, and then you turn. Is that good?
Yes, sir.
More?
More.
Okay. Then the foot does the outside, comes in from around. And then this one over here will slowly unwind as you do your normal feeling single whip with the rest of your body. More?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're gonna twist. And it's really good to, no. Look, really twist here. Yeah, that's right. So the one part of the fan is on your inner forearm and you twist. Because why? When you turn back, it creates a little, it looks, well, if you're watching it, it looks like the performer did this. Okay, but all that happened is, it was so twisted that when you flicked your wrist the other way, it created a little flash to the audience. Okay? So you're here, and you twist, and you really twist, and then you're back, and that creates that. And you do it again, twist, and then flick. More, or that again?
That again.
Okay. Picking it up from the single whip, or almost the single whip. So we just flipped it in the air, and caught it, and our body's still kind of centered, and we're turning and pushing with the left, like it's almost gliding across, and then turning it over and doing it the other way, but now the body turns away. That's the part that's similar to how 38 form works. Bring it from the outside, and lean, let the right fan unwind. If you're really good, the prettiness will be facing the other way. Okay? And twist, and flip. And twist, and flip. And big twist. And it closes it. You gotta take a big, it really looks like you're sweeping. When this one comes down, it'll close and the foot comes way out. Then, it circles clockwise. It's hard to look over your shoulder, dude, but yeah, that's right. And you put it behind and sink. And then you don't go anywhere, and you open it. You open it, like, you don't go. With your shoulder, you're trying to get the fan to go so your feet stay still. And you, so it comes in, up. It closed, it's here, it was closed. And then it circles and sinks in.
So, you're not doing a shoulder strike?
No, you are, but
Okay.
you're not doing a shoulder, you're not doing a shoulder strike.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt different that time. Sometimes you go forward. and
That's
that one
habit.
was just,
Yeah, but that's habit. But this one is, it's more like let me put it this way. You don't lean, you don't step. You can shift. But you're really not even shifting that much. You are flicking. Right? So it's not so much that, it's more like you're already in position, and you're really, look, see my shoulders? You're really just doing this. You're not actually like, you're not trying to advance. That's it. I mean, you can't help but do the shoulder strike because how many years you've been training Yang style and or Chen style. And you're like, shoulder strike. But remember, the shoulder strike in Yang style kind of is, the idea is you're hitting with this. But the shoulder strike in Chen style is you're like hitting like that. And there was that recent 2020 recent MMA where the guy did the final knockout blow with the shoulder strike. Saw that. I was like, yes. Because I'm like, not that we would be so good like a highly trained MMA fighter who's at the top of his game and age and aggressive and all that kind of stuff. But it was a validation of the technique being used in the closest thing to a real fight that you could broadcast anywhere.
When did you hit the guy?
Well, he did a bunch of other things too, and that was the final thing.
If you hit him here, your temple.
The main thing I remember is just being like, oh, he knocked him out with the shoulder strike, and that was my takeaway. Yes, it was in the face, somewhere in the face.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, but he had also been hit with the elbow or something first, or it was really like the hand was like elbow, shoulder strike. I don't remember. If I think about it, I'll find it and send it to you. Okay. Yeah. Try it once more to your own, and then we need to bow.
Can we do one more step?
Oh,
Into the, because I can never get out of that to the white pine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's my favorite move. So I remember doing that by myself in this room a lot on camera. So here you are. You're going to shift back and put this in front of you, and then let it close at the end. Let it circle down in front of you. Touch your forearm. And now you may not want to look at me that way because your body will be wrong. Look in the mirror instead. And then you're going to step up and bring it down, and then you're going to bring it up. Everyone thinks it does that. It opens by pulling back. So you're going this way. See how yes, that's it. It goes. Yeah. You can see because it's not just like a lot of them are like this. But this one is, it comes back. And then it goes horizontal and then vertical. That's how it creates the nice kind of tilt above the head. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And if you go, you've never heard that. Make a horizontal circle? Well, I forget how he says it. We're running out of time, guys. So let's at least do that one little section one more time to close on a good note. So we're going all the way back to here, where we flipped it in the air, we grabbed it, and we turned it over. We turned it over, and bring it up, and then we shift, and open, and settle, and twist, and up, and twist, and up, flip, circle, and close, and open, and horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and vertical.
That's step together.
I know, I overshot what we were gonna end at. And so I'm like, oh, I guess, nope, don't do it. All right, well, let's go ahead and close out.
Yes, sir.
Well, hopefully that was fun for me, hopefully it was fun for you guys.
Yes, sir.
If not fun, maybe useful. Sometimes your most important classes are the ones that feel like the worst ones you ever went to.
Bow to Grand Master, sir.
Bow to third degree, second degree, advanced black slash class dismissed.